In this video, we'll talk about how gliders fly and introduce the basic principles of flight. You've almost certainly been lied to about how planes fly. You may have seen this diagram of the four forces required for flight. But in a glider, there's no engine and therefore no thrust. And this diagram is clearly wrong because the forces don't balance. Imagine someone on a skateboard. Here, the weight of the skateboarder is counteracted by the reaction from the ground. But the drag or air resistance will gradually reduce the speed until the skateboarder stops. Now imagine a skateboarder on a slope. As before, the weight is acting vertically down, the drag is acting in the opposite direction to motion, and the reaction force is perpendicular to the surface. If we resolve these forces parallel and perpendicular to the direction of motion, we can see that part of the weight is pulling the skateboarder downhill and overcoming the drag. Therefore, the skateboarder is able to maintain a constant speed as long as he continues on the same slope. A similar concept applies to a glider, where it must always fly slightly downhill, trading off height to maintain speed. If the glider is always going slightly downhill, we can define the glide ratio as the distance forward the glider can fly for each unit of height lost. One of the features that sets gliders apart from other aircraft is that they have much higher glide ratios, and therefore they can travel much further for each unit of height loss.